Most people think they're broke because they don't make enough money, but the truth is they don't have a money problem. They have a discipline problem. They say things like, if I could just make a little bit more money, everything would be all right. If I could just get a raise, I'd finally get ahead. If I could just make 6 figures, I wouldn't be struggling anymore. But the uncomfortable truth for a lot of people is that income isn't the problem. The real problem is discipline. Because there are people making $40,000 a year who manage their money well, while there's someone making $120,000 a year and still living paycheck to paycheck. Same economy, same prices, different outcomes. So the question we have to ask is this: is the real problem how much money you make? Or is the real problem the way you behave with the money you already have? Today, we're gonna talk about why so many people stay broke even when their income goes up. The everyday habits that quietly drain your bank account, and the one discipline rule that can completely change how you handle your money. So there's this idea that floats around everywhere. If you're struggling financially, the solution is always the same: make more money. And don't get me wrong, increasing your income is great. It helps. It gives you more options. But income alone doesn't fix bad financial habits. Because if someone has poor discipline with $2,000, they will most likely have poor discipline with $5,000 as well. The numbers just get bigger. I've seen people upgrade their lifestyle the moment their income increases. They get a raise and suddenly the car payment gets bigger. They start making more money and suddenly they deserve nicer clothes, more takeout, more subscriptions, more everything. It's like the money comes in and immediately gets assigned somewhere else. And before they know it, they're still in the exact same position they were in before. Still stressed, still behind, still wondering where their money went. This is called lifestyle inflation. And it quietly keeps people stuck for years. Because instead of using extra income to build stability, people use it to build a more expensive life. Most people have the idea that financial problems come from these huge mistakes: a huge purchase, a bad investment, a major financial emergency. But it's quite the opposite. In reality, most financial problems come from small decisions repeated over and over and over again. The $12 lunch you didn't plan for, the $18 food delivery just because you didn't feel like cooking, the $40 impulse purchase online just because it looked like a good deal. None of these things seem like a big deal on their own, but when it happens every day, every week, every month, those small leaks will start to drain your financial boat. And the scary part is, people rarely notice it happening because the purchases feel small, they feel harmless, they feel justified. But discipline is what stops those small decisions from turning into a long-term problem. Discipline is the ability to pause and ask yourself, do I actually need this? Did I plan for this? Is this helping my future or just satisfying my impulse right now? Without that pause, money will flow out of your life constantly. And something that doesn't get talked about enough is the fact that financial success is not just about knowledge. A lot of people already know what they should be doing. They know they should save more. They know they should budget. They know they should stop impulse spending. The problem isn't information. The problem is discipline. Discipline is what separates intention from action. You can know exactly what you're supposed to do with your money, but if you can't control your impulses in the moment, that knowledge doesn't help you. Discipline shows up in small moments. It's choosing to cook at home instead of ordering food. It's choosing to wait instead of buying something instantly. It's choosing to say no to something that may feel good right now so that your future can be better. And those small decisions add up, just like the bad ones do. Except instead of draining your life, they start to slowly build stability. One of the most powerful discipline tools you can use with money is something extremely simple. It's called the 24-hour rule. Here's how it works. Anytime that you want to buy something that's non-essential, you wait 24 hours. No impulse purchases, no emotional spending. No, I'll just get it really quick. You pause. And what most people discover is something interesting. The urge usually disappears. That thing that felt like such a good idea yesterday suddenly doesn't feel so important today. That's because a lot of spending isn't logical, it's emotional. And discipline gives those emotions time to cool down. That one habit alone is saving people hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per year. And not because you never buy things, but because you stop buying things impulsively. If you feel like money is constantly slipping through your fingers, if you feel like you work hard, but you can never seem to get ahead, take an honest look at the habits happening in the background of your life. Not just the big financial decisions, but the small ones, because money problems are rarely caused by one huge mistake. They're usually caused by hundreds of tiny decisions made without discipline. And the good news is this: discipline is a skill. It's something you can build. It starts with small changes: pausing before you buy, questioning your habits, paying attention to where your money actually goes. And once you start doing that consistently, something powerful happens. Your money stops controlling you, and you start controlling your money. If you're serious about changing your financial habits and building a better discipline with money, subscribe to my channel. Every week, we're going to talk about the behaviors, habits, and everyday decisions that keep people stuck financially and how to fix them. Because keeping more of your money doesn't start with making more. It starts with discipline. I'll see you in the next video.